A very important thing to keep in mind with dive computers is that the only sensor inside this thing is a pressure sensor, which tells you how deep you are. So it knows how long you've been down and how deep you've been, but it has no idea of any other physiological factors. And so there is a way to adjust the conservatism in your dive computer, where if you are at a greater risk for decompression sickness, which could be for a variety of reasons, if you are cold while you're in the water, if you're stressed out, if you have a high percentage of body fat, you are exerting yourself greatly at depth, if you're dehydrated, if you're doing what's called a yo-yo profile, where you're going up, down, up, down, up, down throughout a dive, if you are older, or if you have an injury in a part of your body that hasn't healed well, these are all things that can predispose you to decompression sickness. And you may want to adjust how conservative your computer sets your no decompression limit. So you can do that easily by going to dive mode. And once you're in dive mode, you can hold down the down button. Holding down the down button is going to take us to settings within the dive. And so we're going to choose the first one here, which is personal and altitude. There's a few other settings that you can scroll through and look at as well. But here you can set both your personal adjustment or your personal conservatism that you want. And in this dive computer, it ranges from 0, which would be the most liberal, the least conservative, but still within standard considered accepted limits. And you can press the up and down button to toggle back and forth between 0 and 2. So generally, if you have one of those risk factors, then 1 might be a good option. If you have multiple risk factors and you want to dive really conservatively, then 2 would be your best option. So I'm going to set this one for 2. And you can see now when we go back into dive mode, you should see that personal score now is at 2. And so that can be a quick reminder of how conservative you have your dive computer set.